Today I'll show to you how to set up a Ethereum blockchain inside Kubernetes. First of all, let's access this repository and clone it into our machine. I'll let the link on the description. After clone that, you will just need to access the repository and run bash start.sh. When you do that, you will see the BlockKube logo and checking the requirements of your system. You should have the Docker, the Node.js. Minikube is not required. I'll show you guys why. But first of all, let's install all the packages. In another screen, our Kubernetes when the deploy starts to run. And as I said before, why you would not need the Minikube? Because when you run this command, the A will ask to you to start or not Minikube. What is Minikube? Minikube is a software that creates a Kubernetes for you on the top of the Docker. But in my case, I prefer using the Kubernetes and the Docker. And to do that, just go to your Docker desktop, go to your settings, click on the Kubernetes and enable the Kubernetes. That should be enough. After that, I'll put here no to the Minikube. I don't need that. And then our Kubernetes manifest from our Ethereum network is started to make the deployment inside our Kubernetes. And as you guys can see, the first of setup was the boot node. What will be the boot node? The boot node is just like a lighthouse that tells to the other nodes how they communicate to each other. And then we have our miners. The miners will be the responsible and to mine a new blocks and add to the blockchain and the consensus between them. And then we have our full node, and what it is our full node. The full node is the responsible to you connect, because you don't want to expose your miners. You want someone connected to your full node, and then in your full node, the person send all the transactions, and then the full node will broadcast to the blockchain. So after we have everything running here, all we're gonna do is just show to you guys our monitor, right? Our monitor is running here, so we can see our logs. And to do that, since we are running inside the Kubernetes, we need to see that in our local host. We will forward a port that takes a connection from our Kubernetes and expose that was in our local host. Port forward. So we will start with our monitor that is in the port on 3001. And when we start our monitor, we don't need also the script anymore. I can close the script. And then we just need to go now to our local host 3001, and we should be able to see our nodes. And as you guys can see, they are probably taking some time to sync and stuff like that. If that happens, just restart a node. They will start to sync again, guys. Sometimes that happens to me. I'm just showing to you guys also how you can do the troubleshooting in the case that's gonna happen. As you guys can see, now you see the nodes are fighting each other. They start to communicate it and then broadcast the new blocks. Besides of that, what we're gonna do is also configure our MetaMask. And to configure our network inside our MetaMask, I'll just close our monitor here, we will need to forward other port. We'll forward that to the service. I'll put here the full node. And we are forwarding the 8545. And the port 8545, we can go here now in our MetaMask, add a network, add manually one, and I will put the network like name here, BlockKube. The RPC will be in our local host, 8545. Our chain ID is 600. Our current name will be Kube, and our Explorer I will forward the port and the port 3000, and then we see that later. So don't worry. So here, switch into the blockchain, then we can just send transactions in our network. Now I'll send to this address here. I'll send 10 cubes, and let's see, it's syncing, it's getting all the estimation gas, and then spending here, sending the transaction. It's confirmed. Now, to check that, let's open an Explorer. So for that, let's forward here, CPL, port forward, and then we want to put our Explorer, that's the BlockKube X, on the port 3000. So we can reach now the port 3000. They show, and now he's trying to sync our blocks, and amazing, we have all the blocks here. And if you want to explore a block, you should go to your block and be able to click in your block. And in the blocks, you can go parent to parent, right? You can navigate to the parent blocks. And as you guys can see, most of them don't have transactions. We have just transaction in one, so let's keep going. Oh, so we found that. It's in the 36. We have here one transaction. Good, and the transactions probably this one that we send it here. And now how we can see our transaction here? Just let's go here, view on the block explorer, or you guys can copy the transaction ID. I'll first click it here to go automatically to our block explorer, but I will copy the transaction ID and also show to you guys. So here is our transaction, and here is the 10 cube that we did, and here is how much we paid. Very cheap transaction, right? And okay, so what is the other way that I told you guys? You can go here to, let me close here the MetaMask. You can go in the MetaMask. You can go in your transaction. You can get the transaction ID. You can go that from the block to be a little different. And as you guys can see, they send me to my transaction page, right? And you also can go to the address. So you can click here, or you can just go to the address here. I'll go to here. I'll search this address, and they should redirect us to the page of the address. And here you can see the transaction that was sent and how much was 10 cubes. You can go to the transaction itself, and we send it and receive it, but let's send to another one, right? Because we sent for some. Let's send to another account. We have some temptation here. So I will go back here in the dashboard just to see like the new transaction coming as well. As we put this here, so let's confirm. Okay, we are waiting now to sync this transaction. We're syncing this transaction. We will see that confirmed here, appear in the block, and the number of transactions. Transaction was submitted already. It was in the block 80, but MetaMask took a little time to sync that. And we can check again now this address. That is the same like happening here. Let me copy this other address here that is different. So here we can see that this address receive it, and then you see like here, right, from the main account, that's on the transaction, to the other account. So guys, is that. If you have any questions or if you need any help with something different, just send it in the comments or contact me. I think it's that. So if you like it, reach the subscribe button and click the like to I know and to Google knows that was very good information. So thank you very much.